이렇게 영특비가 되는 척기 빙빙 가지런히 우리의 길을 따라 쓰겠지 I'll make you say my name 어떻게 안 그래 I love the way you move the chain.
Good morning everyone.
Good morning, Sharish.
Good morning, Sharish. Thank you for joining this group discussion. Today, we are going to discuss an important topic in education, which is the impact of artificial intelligence or AI in education. Artificial intelligence has become one of the fastest growing technologies in the world. Today, many students use AI tools such as ChatGPT, Grammarly, Google Gemini, and Microsoft Copilot to help them complete assignments, understand difficult topics, improve their writing, and prepare for examination. Teachers are also beginning to use AI to create lesson plans, quizzes, presentation, and learning activities. Although AI has become an important part of education, people have different opinions about it. Some believe AI is making learning easier, faster, and more effective. Others worry that students are becoming too dependent on technology and may lose important skills such as critical thinking, creativity, and problem solving. For today's discussion, I hope we can share our ideas openly and respectfully. We will first discuss the advantages of AI in education, followed by its disadvantages and challenges. Finally, we will suggest practical solutions and reach one recommendation that everyone agrees with. To begin our discussion, I would like to invite Abigail to share her opinion. In your opinion, what are the main benefits of AI in education?
Thank you, Sharish. In my opinion, artificial intelligence has brought many positive changes to education. I believe AI is one of the greatest educational innovations because it allows students to learn more effectively and independently. The first benefit is personalized learning. Every student has a different learning ability. Some students understand lessons quickly, while others need more time and practice. Traditional classrooms usually teach every student in the same way, but AI can adjust learning materials according to each student's needs. For example, if a student is weak in mathematics subject, AI can generate extra practice questions and explain the concept in different ways until the student understands them. On the other hand, students who learn faster can move on to more challenging questions without waiting for the rest of the class. I think this is very useful because students do not feel pressure to compete with others. Instead, they can learn according to their own pace. Another important benefit is that AI is available anytime. Unlike teachers who are only available during school hours, AI tools can be used 24 hours a day. Students can ask questions at night, during weekend, or even during holidays. This flexibility makes learning more convenient, especially for students who like studying independently. For example, imagine a student preparing for an examination at midnight. If they cannot understand a biology topic, they can immediately ask an AI chatbot for an explanation instead of waiting until the next school break. This immediate feedback helps students continue learning without interruption. Besides that, AI also saves time. Students can quickly obtain summarized explanation and examples, instead of spending several hours searching through textbook or website. AI can organize information into simple and understandable language. However, I also believe students should not rely entirely on AI. It should be used as a guide rather than replacing their own thinking. Before I continue, I would like to ask Vivian, besides personalized learning, what other advantages do you think AI has brought to education?
Thank you for your question, Abigail. I completely agree with the points that number 2 had, that Abigail has mentioned. Besides helping students learn more effectively, They need to design lesson plans, prepare slides, create quizzes, mark assignments, and write examination questions. These tasks require a lot of time and energy. With AI, teachers can complete many of these tasks much faster. For example, AI can help generate lesson plans, suggest classroom activities, prepare worksheets, and even create different versions of quizzes based on students' abilities. This allows teachers to spend more time interacting with students instead of doing repetitive administrative work. Another important advantage is that AI encourages interactive learning. In the past, students mostly listen to lectures and copy notes from the whiteboard. Today, AI-powered applications include videos, simulations, educational games, and virtual experiments. These learning methods are more interesting and enjoyable than traditional teaching methods. For example, science students can explore the human body using virtual reality supported by AI. Instead of only looking at pictures in textbooks, they can interact with three-dimensional models and understand complex concepts more easily. I believe the increases students' motivation because learning becomes more exciting. Another benefit that should not be overlooked is accessibility. AI helps students with different learning needs. Students who have visual impairments can use text-to-speech technology, while students with hearing difficulties can use speech-to-text software. Translation tools also help international students understand lessons more easily. This means AI supports inclusive education because every student has a better opportunity to participate in learning regardless of their abilities. Besides students, parents can also benefit from AI. Some educational applications allow parents to monitor their children's learning progress. Parents can see which subject their children find difficult and provide support at home. Therefore, I believe AI strengthens cooperation between teachers, students, and parents. However, while AI offers many advantages, I think we should also consider whether there are any risks involved. SHARISZ, do you think AI could also create problems in education?
Thank you, Vivian. I really like the points both of you have shared. From our discussion so far, we can clearly see that AI has improved education in many ways. It allows personalized learning, saves time, increases accessibility, supports teachers, and makes learning more engaging. However, I also believe we should not only focus on the positive side. Every new technology has advantages and disadvantages. For example, calculator make mathematical calculation easier, but students still need to understand mathematical concepts before using them. Similarly, AI can provide answers within seconds, but students still need to analyze information, evaluate sources, and think critically. If students become too dependent on AI, they may stop asking questions, solving problems independently, or developing their creativity. Education is not only about getting the correct answer, it is also about understanding the learning process. Sometimes, making mistakes is an important part of learning because the student discover how to solve problems on their own. If AI complete every task for students, they may receive good grades without actually learning anything. Therefore, while AI is undoubtedly a powerful educational tool, we must ask ourselves one important question. Are students using AI to learn, or are they simply using AI to finish their work? I think this is an interesting issue for us to discuss next. So, Abigail, what do you think are the biggest challenges of using AI in education?
Thank you, SHARISZ. That is a very interesting question. And I agree that we need to consider both the advantages and disadvantages of AI. In my opinion, one of the biggest challenges is that many students have become too dependent on AI. Instead of reading textbooks, doing research, or discussing ideas with their classmates, they immediately ask AI for the answer. While this may save time, it can reduce their ability to think independently. For example, imagine a student who receives an essay assignment. Instead of brainstorming ideas, finding reliable sources, and writing the essay in their own words, the student simply asks AI to write the entire essay for them. The assignment may look impressive, but the student has not actually learned anything. If the same student is asked to write an essay during an examination with AI, they may struggle because they have not developed the necessary writing skills. I also think that overusing AI can affect student confidence. Some students begin to believe that AI always provides better answers than they can. As a result, they stop trusting their own ideas and become afraid of making mistakes. However, making mistakes is an important part of learning because it helps us improve. Another issue is that students become less creative. Creativity comes from thinking, experimenting, and expressing our own ideas. If students always rely on AI-generated content, they may not develop original thinking. For instance, if a teacher asks students to write a short story, each student should have a unique imagination and writing style. However, if everyone uses AI to generate stories, many of the stories may sound similar. This reduces originality and creativity of the student. I believe AI should support students, but it should never replace their own effort. Students still need to read, analyze, discuss, and solve problems independently. I would like to hear Vivian's opinion. Besides overdependence, what are the problems do you think AI creates in education?
Thank you, Abigail. I agree with everything you have mentioned. Another serious challenge is academic dishonesty. Nowadays, many students use AI to complete homework, essays, reports, and even presentations. Some students simply copy the AI-generated answers without making any changes or checking whether the information is accurate. They submit the work as if it were their own. In my opinion, this is unethical because education is not only about getting good grades. It is about learning new knowledge, developing skills, and becoming responsible individuals. If students continue depending on AI to complete all their work, they may graduate without having the skills needed in the workplace. For example, imagine someone studying to become a teacher. During university, they use AI to complete every assignment. After graduation, they become a teacher but struggle to prepare lesson plans or explain concepts because they never practice these skills themselves. They could affect the quality of education for future students. I also think AI can sometimes provide incorrect information. Many people assume AI always gives accurate answers, but this is not true. AI can occasionally generate outdated facts, incorrect explanations, or information that is not supported by reliable sources. For example, if a student uses AI to complete a history assignment, the AI might provide inaccurate dates or inaccurate historical events. If the student does not verify the information using textbooks or academic journals, they may submit incorrect work. Therefore, students should always check information from trusted sources before accepting AI-generated answers. Another concern is privacy. Some AI applications require users to upload personal information or school documents. Students should understand that not every AI platform protects personal data in the same way. Schools should educate students about digital safety and responsible technology use. So, when AI is a useful educational tool, students should use it carefully and responsibly. SHARISZ, do you think schools should restrict the use of AI or should they allow students to use it freely?
Okay, thank you for your thoughtful opinions. Personally, I do not think school completely ban AI. Technology is becoming part of our daily life, and AI will continue to develop in the future. If school prohibit students from using AI entirely, students may simply use it outside the classroom without proper guidance. Instead of banning AI, I believe schools should teach students how to use it responsibly. For example, teachers can explain when AI is appropriate and when students should complete tasks independently. Students may use AI to understand difficult concepts, check grammar, or brainstorm ideas, but they should not use AI to complete an entire assignment without understanding the content. I also think assessment methods should change. In the past, teachers mainly assess students through written assignment. However, because AI can now generate essay and reports, teachers should also include presentation, oral examination, debate, group discussion, and project-based learning. This assessment allows teachers to evaluate student understanding rather than simply reading written work. For example, after submitting an essay, students could ask to explain their ideas during a presentation. If they truly understand the topic, they will be able to answer questions confidently. However, if they copy everything from AI, they may struggle to explain their work. This approach encourages honesty and genuine learning. Another important issue is digital inequality. Not every student has access to AI technology. Some students have laptops, tablets, and fast internet connection, while others only have a mobile phone or limited internet access. Students living in rural areas may experience unstable internet connection, making it difficult to use AI tools effectively. As a result, some students receive more learning opportunity than others. Education should provide equal opportunity for everyone, so government and schools should also improve access to digital technology. Abigail, what do you think school and government can do to ensure every student benefit equally from AI?
That is a very important question, SHARISZ. I believe school and the government should work together to reduce the digital divide. Firstly, schools should provide computer laboratories with internet access so that every student can use AI, even if they do not own a personal computer. Secondly, government should continue improving internet infrastructure, especially in rural areas. Every student deserves equal access to quality education regardless of where they live. Thirdly, schools should organize workshops to teach students and teachers how to use AI responsibly. This workshop could include topics such as digital ethics, identifying misinformation, protecting personal data, and verifying information using reliable academic sources. I also think parents play an important role. Parents should not simply allow their children to use AI without supervision. Instead, they should encourage children to think independently before asking AI for help. For example, parents can ask their children to solve a problem first and then compare their answer with AI. This helps students develop confidence in their own abilities. In my opinion, AI should be viewed as a learning partner rather than a replacement for human intelligence. What do you think, Vivian?
Thank you, Abigail. I agree that school, governments, and parents all have important responsibilities in ensuring that AI is used properly. However, I would like to introduce another interesting issue. Many people are asking whether AI will eventually replace teachers. Personally, I do not think AI can replace teachers completely. AI is excellent at providing information quickly and helping students understand certain topics. However, teaching is much more than giving information. A teacher inspires students, motivates them, understands their emotions, and creates meaningful relationships in the classroom. These are qualities that AI cannot fully replicate. For example, imagine a student who is struggling emotionally because of family problems or stress from examinations. An AI chatbot may offer general advice, but it cannot truly understand the student's feelings or provide the same level of empathy and encouragement as a caring teacher. Teachers can notice change in a student's behavior, offer emotional support, and motivate them to continue learning. This human connection is one of the most valuable aspects of education. Another example is classroom management. Teachers know how to encourage teamwork, resolve conflicts among students, and create a positive learning environment. AI cannot replace these important social and emotional skills. Furthermore, teachers also play an important role in shaping students' values and character. They teach respect, responsibility, cooperation, and discipline through their daily interactions with students. These life lessons cannot simply be generated by AI. Therefore, I believe AI should be viewed as a tool that supports teachers rather than replacing them. When teachers and AI work together, students receive the best learning experience because they benefit from both technology and human guidance. I would like to ask SHARISZ, do you think there are any skills that students should continue developing when AI becomes more advanced?
Thank you everyone for your thoughtful opinion. I completely agree that teachers will always play an important role in education because learning is not only about acquiring knowledge but also about developing values, attitudes, and social skills. In my opinion, there are several skills that students must continue developing regardless of how advanced AI becomes. One of the most important is critical thinking. Critical thinking means analyzing information carefully, asking questions, evaluating different perspectives, and making logical decisions. AI can provide answers, but students still need to determine whether those answers are accurate and appropriate. For example, if AI provides two different solutions to a problem, students should be able to compare them, identify their strengths and weaknesses, and decide which is solution in the most suitable. If students simply accept every AI response without questioning it, they may easily believe incorrect information. Another important skill is communication. Students need to express their ideas clearly through speaking and writing. Although AI can help improve grammar or suggest better vocabulary, students must still be able to communicate confidently during presentation, interview, and discussion. Creativity is another skill that should never be neglected. AI can generate stories, poems, artwork, or even music, but genuine creativity comes from human imagination, personal experience, and emotions. Students should continue producing original ideas instead of depending entirely on AI-generated content. I also believe teamwork and leadership are equally important. Working together allows students to learn how to cooperate, solve conflict, respect different opinions, and achieve common goals. These interpersonal skills are highly valued in university, workplace, and cannot be replaced by technology. Therefore, while AI is a valuable learning tool, students should continue developing the human skills that technology cannot replace. Abigail, what do you think employers will expect from students in the future when AI becomes even more common?
That is a very interesting question. I believe that in the future, employers will expect much more than academic knowledge. Since AI can perform many routine tasks, employer will look for employees who possess strong human skills. For example, employers will value people who can think critically, solve complex problems, communicate effectively, work well in teams, and adapt to change. These are skills that AI cannot easily replace. Imagine two university graduates applying for the same job. Both have excellent academic results, but one student completed all assignments independently while using AI only as a learning assistant. The other student relied almost entirely on AI to complete university work. During the job interview, the first student can confidently explain ideas, answer questions, and solve problems. The second student struggled because they never truly developed those skills. Naturally, the employer is more likely to hire the first student. This example shows that AI should help students improve their abilities rather than replace their learning process. I also think lifelong learning will become increasingly important. Technology changes rapidly and new AI tools appear every year. Students and teachers should be willing to continue learning new digital skills throughout their life. If they stop learning, they may find it difficult to adapt to future changes. Finally, ethical behavior is becoming more important. Students should learn how to use AI honestly and responsibly. They should always acknowledge when AI has assisted them, verify information before using it, and avoid plagiarism. This habit will prepare them to become responsible professionals in the future. Vivian, do you agree that ethics should be taught together with AI skills?
Yes, I completely agree. In fact, I believe ethics is one of the most important aspects of AI education. Technology itself is neither good nor bad. What matters is how people choose to use it. The same AI tool can help a student learn difficult concepts, or it can be misused to cheat on assignments. Therefore, schools should teach students not only how to use AI but also why it is important to use it responsibly. For example, students should understand that copying AI-generated work without technology is dishonest. They should also respect copyright, protect personal information, and avoid sharing false information generated by AI. Another important issue is digital citizenship. Students should learn to behave responsibly online, communicate respectfully, and think carefully before sharing AI-generated content on social media. False information can spread very quickly, so students should always verify facts before sharing them with others. I also think teachers should become role models by demonstrating responsible AI use in the classroom. When students see teachers using AI ethically, they are more likely to develop good habits themselves. Overall, I believe AI has enormous potential to improve education, but only if students, teachers, parents, and governments work together to ensure it is used wisely.
Thank you everyone for your valuable opinions. I have really enjoyed listening to all of your perspectives today. From our discussion, we can clearly see that artificial intelligence has transformed education in many positive ways. It makes learning more personalized, support teachers, improve accessibility, and provide students with more opportunity to learn independently. At the same time, we also recognize several challenges such as overdependence on AI, academic dishonesty, inaccurate information, privacy concerns, and unequal access to technology. These issues remind us that AI should not be used carefully and responsibly. Before we end our discussion, I would like to ask both of you one final question. Based on everything we have discussed, what is the most important recommendation that we should give to our school?
In my opinion, the most important recommendation is that schools should introduce AI literacy education. Students should learn not only how to use AI tools, but also how to evaluate information, verify facts, and use AI ethically. Teachers should also receive training so they can integrate AI into their lesson effectively. While maintaining academic integrity, schools should encourage students to think independently and use AI only as a learning assistant.
I agree with ABIGAIL. Besides AI literacy, I think collaboration between schools, parents, and government is equally important. Schools should provide equal access to technology. Parents should monitor and guide their children's use of AI at home. And government should continue improving digital infrastructure. Most importantly, we should always remember that AI is a tool created to support human learning. It should never replace creativity, critical thinking, communication, empathy, or human relationships.
Thank you both for your excellent contribution. Based on our discussion, we have reached a common consensus. We believe that artificial intelligence should be embraced as a valuable educational tool because it improves learning, support teachers, and prepare students for a digital future. However, AI must be used responsibly, ethically, and together with strong human value. Schools should be introduced AI literacy programs, promote academic integrity, improve equal access to technology, and continue developing a student's critical thinking, creativity, communication, and teamwork skill. In conclusion, AI is not a replacement for teachers or human intelligence. Instead, it is a powerful partner that can enhance education when used wisely. The future of education depends not only on advanced technology, but also on responsible, ethical, and lifelong learners who know how to use that technology effectively. Thank you everyone for your attention. We hope our discussion has provided useful insight into the impact of artificial intelligence. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Thank you.